So I'm setting up a couple of things. Some of y'all are in London, and for those who came to London, I want to say thanks for hanging out with me, and it was awesome. It was truly transformative. Um, I'll tell you, London was it's just a place that left a mark on me permanently, and I feel like the black people in London are some of the most extraordinary, empowered people I've ever seen, and they really made my trip go from bad to good. It started off kind of bumpy, as you know, I got held up in customs for no reason. I'm not a criminal. I haven't been a drug dealer for at least 2 months. I'm kidding. I'm not a dope dealer. I don't use drugs or alcohol, none of that. Yeah, they just gave me a hard time, but that's what happens. When you teach black people how to really be competitive, somebody's going to be threatened by that. Somebody's going to see competition as a problem, as they should. I know that if I were in a dominant position and somebody came out and truly competed with me, I wouldn't consider that to be a good thing. I would probably fight back. And so as I was speaking yesterday with the Final Call newspaper run by the Nation of Islam, those are one of the very few interviews that I take. The only interviews I've probably done the last few months agreed to is the Final Call, maybe the Breakfast Club, and I haven't even really done anything with CNN or anybody because I believe in building black media. I don't believe in borrowing white media. As I mentioned to them yesterday, I said, this whole idea of black identity extremists, those who are proud to be black, as being a threat or being seen as a threat, to national security. That's probably because we really are a threat. We're a threat to white supremacy because we're not sort of falling for the okie doke anymore. We're not sort of believing in this sort of nonsense about black people kind of just hanging on and sort of, taking whatever crumbs people offer us. We're really trying to go for the big piece of chicken. And when you try to go for the big piece of chicken, you have to understand that the rules change at that point. The rules change, and pretty much people will do whatever they can to stop you. And that's what's going to happen. When we build our first or second or third Black Wall Street, they're going to try to burn it down. They're going to try to shut it down. And we're going to keep building. We're going to become savvy enough to fight through that. And that's how you win. That's how you win the fight. So give me 1 second here. Those of you who are in the class, what I would like to do is I want to, let's say somebody's asking, do I have an investment club where I can invest for you? No, because that would be a mutual fund. An investment club, one of the rules of investment clubs, besides the fact that you have to have under 100 people in an investment club, another one of the rules is that none of the investors can be what they call passive investors. Passive means that you just pass the money on to somebody else and you sit back and say, okay, make me rich. And the other person makes the investment decisions. You can't do that. If you do that, then that puts us in a different category, which would require us to have certain registrations with the SEC. Once we get our office moving in Philadelphia, I'm going to sit down and talk about how to have investment clubs in all these cities where all of us can come together like a church. Basically, think about an economic version of a church, except in this type of church, the pastor isn't the only one who's going to benefit economically. The church isn't the only thing that's going to benefit. The whole community benefits, where you're creating economic infrastructure, creating jobs, things like that. That's really what I want to do. My dream, one of my dreams, is that we have literally thousands and thousands of Black economic churches all around the world. And you can start something like this in your own community. You don't have to wait for me. But churches where literally you come together and you have conversations about economics. You form an economic family, you come together, you do business with each other, you buy from each other, you share information with each other, all these things, and you encourage each other. And what that does is when you're encouraging and informing and supporting, then that allows you to form an economy. When you form your closed economy, you really don't need to depend on the external economy in order to sustain yourself anymore. If you're surrounded by 100 Black people or 200 Black people that you're dealing with and doing business with on a daily basis, and everybody's serious, everyone has a code of conduct, then why do you need to do business with anybody else? Why do you need to go look for a job anywhere else? You look for a job within the economy that you're connected to. Now, let me ask you this. A couple of you are in other places, invited a few people from YouTube and stuff like that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button and stuff like that. Also, we're really working hard to develop new programs and things like that for children. We're developing an e-commerce program for children. I'll let you guys know as soon as it's ready. But the e-commerce, we call it the e-kids program. And basically what we figured out is that there's a lot of money being made on the internet right now. A lot of billionaires and multimillionaires being created every day on the internet. And I said, well, maybe we can help get our kids started in the digital, the way to make money as a digital millennial, if you will. And basically the eKids program is where we've gathered some e-commerce experts who are going to teach children the latest techniques in e-commerce. We actually went through and had our team spend a lot of man hours and woman hours literally developing an entire ecosystem that's almost like plug and play, where when your child starts their e-business, we show them how to get their store set up and everything else. And then we have products that they can get from suppliers around the world that they can then sell to their friends. So ultimately, that's one of the things we're working on, among others. We got a few other things. I'll tell you more about those things, later on. So give me 1 second here. So what I want to do is, shoot, dang it. Hold on. So while I do that real quick, also write this down. If you ever want to get alerts, as to when I go live and things like that, you can send a text message. Text the word Black Wealth to 31996. If you're in the U.S., it works. I don't think it works internationally, though. But if you want to be alerted via text message when I go live, if it's the middle of the night or something, or early in the afternoon, I decide I want to go live. If you want to get a notification, text the word Black Wealth, one word, Black Wealth, to 31996. That's Black Wealth, one word, to 31996. And write that down and feel free to text it now while I set this up real quick. And what I want to do with the students that are in the class today, that are here from the Black Business School, is I'm actually going to do an experiment. I'm going to try to see if I can let you guys actually come into the class and ask a question and all that good stuff. So give me a second here. I haven't tried this in Zoom, but there's a first time for everything. So let me look in the chat box and see who's here. And here we go, participants. There we go. All right. So if you want to come in and you want to talk, I'm going to try to promote you to a panelist and see what happens. And you can ask me a question, things like that. So somebody who wants to be the first volunteer, you can mention it in the chat box. Just say, I will. You have to be in the class, though. This is only the people that are loaded into Zoom who came from the Black Business School. If you're not in there, you can sign up at the Black Business School by going to theblackbusinessschool.com. That's theblackbusinessschool.com. Okay, David J. Howard, you will be our first guinea pig. So, Mr. David, make sure you get ready. Go ahead and, fix your hair. Get ready, man, because you are going to be the first person, and I cannot take responsibility for what happens when I hit this button. So give me a second here. Let me see. All right. So David, I hit the button to promote you to panelist. Okay, here we go. All right. So it looks like David. Okay, David, I think you got to turn your audio on. Oh, and I actually brought in DeAndrea. I'm sorry. I'm going to I'll take you out. I don't want to make you come in here. I'm sorry, sister. My apologies. David, can you hear me? Okay, I cannot hear you. You got to unmute your microphone.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
How you doing, my friend?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We have a touchdown.
Yes, sir.
David's the first one. It's a small step for man, a giant leap for Boyce, Watkins, and all the crazy Black people that hang out with me. What city you coming in from, man?
I'm in Waynesboro, Mississippi.
You said Mississippi. Okay, what part of Mississippi?
Waynesboro. That's close to Hattiesburg.
Oh, wow. So y'all got like the worst white people down there. I'm playing. I'm joking. Actually, what's funny? People talk about racism, though, for real. I'm from the South. I actually think white folks from the South sometimes can actually be nicer than the people in the North. I don't think it's as bad as people think. But anyway, I'm just being silly. So tell me, what brings you in? What made you step over here?
Oh, well, I take your Black franchise class. I'm in that program, and I'm in your stock market program. So I just been following.
Awesome.
Yeah. So how's
it going for you? Is it helping development?
Yeah, I ended up from the franchise program. I ended up getting into a cleaning service. I bought into a cleaning franchise, so I've been working on that right now. And I'm just trying to, like, that's the question I was gonna ask you. Like, I want to get my system set up to where it can run independently of me. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of the hardest thing for me right now.
Okay. Now let me ask you this first, and everybody should do this. If I bring you in and you have a business, this is me coaching my brother David right here in front of everybody. If I bring you in and you got a business, mention the name of that business. You know, you got Black people here that love you and want to see you succeed. So first thing I want you to do, so when I say, when you tell me you bought a business, you tell me the name of the business in that sentence, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. It's the business is called.
Okay, so what is
Jam Pro Cleaning Service?
Say it again.
Jam Pro Cleaning Service.
Jam Pro Cleaning Service.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got a website?
Oh, well, it's you could just go to jampro.com. It's a franchise I bought into.
Oh, Jam Pro. How do you spell that?
JAN-PRO.
Okay, good. And so that's another little tip. If you have a business and let's say it's prone to be misspelled, you might have to spell it sometimes, like as part of your elevator pitch, in case you're like on the radio. Let's say you're on the radio and they say, so what's the name of your business? You say Jan Pro. Well, a lot of people might type in Jam Pro, or they might forget to put the hyphen in. So you might say, my name is David J. Howard. I run Jam Pro Cleaning Services, JAN-PRO. You can go to jan-pro.com to find out more. That way it's like in people's minds. You know what I mean? You won't lose anything from a misspelling. So you were asking about automation. How do you get your business to the point where it's automatic and you don't have to actually be in it on a day-to-day basis? Is that the main question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, what I would say to you, my friend, is, there's different stages. I did a lecture for you guys, in the boot camp last week or a couple of weeks ago about just sort of the steps from getting off the plantation. It's not usually a one-step kind of thing where either you are working full-time or you're off. It's sort of, it's like having 4 chains on your body, and each time you're unloosing like one chain. Now you got your right arm, then you got your left leg, then you got your left arm, right? And then eventually you're free and you ran away. So ultimately, in those steps, one of the early steps a lot of entrepreneurs go through is they have that step where you become you bought yourself out of a job. You own your job, but you still got to work probably harder than you worked when you were a full-time employee, right? And at that point, it cuts down your ability to diversify. We in the Black Stock Market program, we always talk about diversification. So when you can't diversify, it puts your business at risk. It puts your finances at risk. And sometimes it's hard to diversify because you're putting all your time and all your money into one thing, into one business. Because the 2 main things you have to invest are your time and your money. So what you really want to do is start thinking at a different level. Like go to level 2 as a business owner. Level 1 is working yourself into the ground so you can get something that's making money so you can get off the plantation. Then level 2 is when you learn how to work more efficiently, right? That means you learn how to delegate, things like that. That requires a different set of skill, because now instead of looking to see how many hours you can work and doing everything yourself, you're looking to find people that you can delegate to, that you can trust. Like your business is like a building that's got different columns, in the structure. And if any of those columns is weak, it could crumble the whole thing. So, one of the challenges I have, because I have a team now, I think I probably have about 10 people that work with me consistently, and about another 10 that are in there like, a couple of times a month. And I'm constantly telling people what to do, but I'm constantly checking to make sure people can do what I ask them to do. You see what I mean? So what I might do if I were you is figure out if you have the money to bring somebody in, but don't overcommit. Like don't go hire somebody full time, get them dependent upon the money before you're 100% sure that this person can really hold it down. The person you bring in should be somebody that has that's consistent with your values, that's within your affordability range, and has a natural work ethic. Because you pull in one of those paycheck minded type people that's just there for the money. People will lie to you. When you go looking to hire somebody, people will lie like crazy. They'll tell you that they can build a rocket ship because they need the money that bad. What they're trying to do is get you, they're gambling with your money. They're like, okay, you pay me, hire me to build rocket ships, and I'll figure it out, right? But no, you don't want that. You want people where you know for sure that they have they've proven to you that they are reliable, that they can actually do the job they claim that they can do, and build your team very, very slowly. Because if you build too fast or you bring people in too quick and make an overcommit early, it can make it hard because then you got to go unravel those commitments, and then it end up killing your business because it costs so much money to hire new people. So just try like with one person, try to see if you can bring somebody in to help you out so you can free up maybe half of your time and you at least have like a co-pilot. You cloned yourself, right? So that's one of the things I did. I got somebody on my team. I called her my chief of staff. And I realized I need another smart person who can make decisions when I'm not around. And so she comes in, and her name's Michelle. And so Michelle can go to meetings for me. She can make decisions for me. She'll say, no, that's not what Boyce is going to want to do, things like that. And that takes that pressure off of me. Does that help?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And actually, I have a family working with me right now. So I'm kind of in the process of doing that right now.
Well, that's good. Yeah, if you get, you can trust, because some of us got those trifling relatives that you don't want to hire none of them. But if you got that relative that's really on their own point and really respects your business and is going to protect your company the way you would, then that's a great place to start. I got a cousin that runs the Black Business School for me. She's the director of the Black Business School, and she's been ride or die with me since even when we were broke. Those are the people that you want to work with, the people that will work with you even if you broke and you tell them I can't pay you for a couple months, they'll still stick with you for a while. Those people that are like, well, I'm gonna be here as long as the money's here. Those are the last people on the priority list, in my opinion. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right, Black man. Well, keep me posted on JanPro. Everybody look that up. Go to that website. It's jan-pro.com. Jan-pro.com. Look for David J. Howard. You're in what city in Mississippi, brother?
Waynesboro. That's Waynesboro. And the website.
All right, David J.
The website is just basically that's just showing you about the franchise. It's telling you about the franchise. If you want to get in contact with me, my email address is jawannhoward@ymail.com.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Howard. It was awesome, and I wish you good luck, and I'm very proud of your progress. Keep me posted, okay?
I will.
All right. Take care, man. All right. Okay, so we did the experiment. Mr. Howard agreed to be our first guinea pig. Now, what I'm gonna try to do is see what it takes to switch it back. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm trying to learn how this system works. Okay, I don't want to remove him. Let me see. I want to switch it back. Give me 1 second, people. Okay, let's try that. All right. Okay, so as I figure this thing out, if you want to know what programs David is in, he mentioned that he's in the Black Stock Market Program, which is theblackstockmarketprogram.com. If you want to try it out, you can get the first month free at theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Also, if you want to join the franchise program, it's very, very good. It's taught by attorney Tanya Nebo, who's an expert on franchises. She's one of the faculty of the Black Business School. You can go to theblackfranchiseprogram.com or Black Money 104. That's what the class is called. It's part of the Black Money sequence. We have 101, 102, 103, and 104. Now, give me a second here. I would say I think I'm having technical difficulties with reshaping David's feed because for some reason he's still in there. David, can you hear me, David? Okay, it's not letting me move him out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the next person that wants to come in. All right, so let's see here. All right, so who wants to come up next? Somebody else in the class volunteer. If you're not in the class, I can't really see all the comments from you. If you want to be a part of it, part of these discussions, you can sign up at the Black Business School for free to get started. Go ahead and get started. Go to theblackbusinessschool.com and just get started. Let's see here. Tazia says, Dr. Boyce, you should develop real estate in a Black business school in Jamaica so we can have other places to go away from white supremacy. Well, I'm in Jamaica now, and I love Jamaica. And people from all over the world are part of the Black Business School and the Black Wealth Bootcamp. We have students from Jamaica. We have students from China. We have students from Africa, parts of Africa. We have students from all parts of Europe. So the Black Business School, it is what it is. Now whether or not we can have a Jamaican branch, I'd love to do that. I love Jamaica. I love Jamaican people. And I love the fact, being here is wonderful. In fact, y'all don't know my funny little theory on Jamaicans. I think Jamaicans actually have superior DNA because they are absolutely, they're just such beautiful people and so smart, but also just when I look at their skin and I look at, like, when you mix a Jamaican or a person from the Caribbean with a white person, there's going to be a black baby, right? No matter what, it's going to be a black baby. And most of the time, a lot of times you can't even tell if that baby has a white parent. That's how, so I think there's something special about that pure blood African style. I hope I don't sound like a total idiot saying this, but this is me just thinking out loud. I jokingly said to somebody, I said, I don't think it's a coincidence that Usain Bolt is from Jamaica. Because I think there's something about the DNA in the Caribbean where the people here are just top of the line. Also, the other thing too, this is for anybody who doesn't get to go to black countries that often, you got to do it. You got to get you a ticket to go to some country that's predominantly black, because it changes your spirit. You feel so different when you're surrounded by people that look like you. In fact, yesterday I had on a shirt that said support black businesses. And it's funny because everybody that I was seeing was black. And I said, do I look stupid now wearing this shirt? Like, what makes me feel comfortable living in a world where I got to even wear shirts like this to even tell black people to support each other? So it kind of made me really reflect on our Americanized thinking and how backward, we can become when we don't have that kind of exposure. So let me see here. All right. So Edward says he would like to come in. So Edward, I'm about to bring you in, my friend. So let me get you in here, brother. Let me see. I'm gonna find Edward. I see some hands up. I don't even know how to find out whose hands are up. So let me see. Okay, wait. Oh, there we go. I see. Okay, Edward. Edward Will. That's the person I'm gonna bring in. I hope that that's the right Edward. Either way, let me bring Edward in. All right, Edward. You about to get? Oh shoot, crap! I think I hit the wrong person. This is so funny. All right, so I'm trying to bring Edward in. Let me see if it's letting me bring Edward in. This damn thing. There he is. There he is. Edward. Do we have contact? Hey, Edward. Come on, Edward. You hurt my feelings, man. All right. Well, I can't get Edward in here. I don't know what's going on with the system. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down, and I see Denise. Denise has her hand up. So Denise, I'm gonna promote you to panelist, Denise. So if you don't want me to see you, you can turn off your camera. You can just hit the little thing to hit the camera icon, and but I'm gonna bring you in. Since if you raise your hand, I'm gonna invite you in. So all right. So I'm gonna bring in Denise. Okay. So it says Denise will be joining the webinar as a panelist. All right. So Denise, you've been added. I hope you can hear me, Denise. Let me look in the chat box. Denise might be screaming. No. Hey, Denise.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I sure
Good.
can.
How are you?
I'm fine. You're not driving, are you?
Okay, great. Yes.
Okay, well, if you're gonna drive,
I didn't want to miss the seminar.
Okay. Well, that's all right. Okay, did you raise your hand? Was that because you wanted me to bring you in?
Yes.
Okay.
I had some questions.
Well, tell me what city you're in first.
We're in Salisbury, North Carolina.
Very nice. Okay. So what's on your mind today, Denise?
Well, we're here in a community that we just left Charlotte from, and it's a lot of, it's very oppressive in a sense in comparison to the places that we've lived before, like New Jersey and Charlotte. And we've been trying to work really hard at trying to create entrepreneurship in this area. And we need some help. So we're trying to reach out to organizations that might be able to help us figure out a way to bring the Black community together.
Okay. All right. So, okay. What's the city? You said Salisbury, North Carolina. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm thinking that if I wanted to promote entrepreneurship, you might want to try just starting a club in your town. And starting maybe a Facebook group so you can do some digital connecting with people in the city. And then maybe some flyers to let people know about it. I mean, if you really want to get a group of people, that really want to get together and really do real entrepreneurship, think about it like going to that city and starting a church. What would you do if you were a pastor and you want to spread the gospel, to a group of people? Well, you find a place to meet. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be yours initially. And you recruit people for the church. Your gospel is Black economic empowerment. That is a powerful gospel. It's it's one of the most important gospels that there is. And everything parallels, when I think about the afterlife, I know the afterlife exists in my gospel because I know that after I'm dead, there are going to be people that I love who are going to be affected by the decisions that I make. So that's my afterlife. I'm always preparing for the afterlife. So what I would say is, maybe do some flyers, pass some stuff out, set up some core values that you believe in. I can give you, some things that some of my core values that we talk about. We call it the Black Core of 3, which is we believe in Black people should educate our own children, we should create our own jobs, and we should support Black businesses. So pick your core values, and then pick the people around you. Start small. Start with 3 or 4 people, and then when you get together, just make a plan to meet once a month, once a week, whatever you want to do, and talk entrepreneurship, start businesses, support each other's businesses, all of that. And I think if you do that more and more, people that you meet will be curious about it, and you tell them about what you're doing, and they're going to want to join too. Everybody wants freedom. You ain't got to sell freedom. You got to show and prove. See, the problem with the Black community is you ain't got a problem with people not believing that wealth building is important. They don't have a problem believing that it's better to be your own boss. They don't have a problem being convinced that they want to be off the plantation. What they have a problem with is the belief that they can actually do it. They don't believe they can do it. So if you get together with some entrepreneurs and you're having these meetings and you're showing love and unity with one another, everything starts with love. You got to love what you're doing and love the people around you and love your mission and all these other things. But you start with that loving environment where you get together and you're talking about each other's dreams and goals and encouraging each other. Then what you do is you start putting some of those words into action. You say, okay, what business can we all start right now today? Let's sit in this room for an hour. We got 20 of us, 10 of us, whatever. Let's figure out what business we can start right now. And if everybody can put $100 toward that business, where we got our first 1,000 of startup capital or whatever, if somebody says, oh, well, at my job at lunchtime, I bet you that if I brought in some cookies, I could probably sell those cookies at lunchtime. It can start that small. So then somebody else says, well, I love to bake. And somebody else says, well, I got time off my job, so I can help you. And then next thing you know, you're baking cookies. You're buying the cookies for $50 a week, and you're selling them for $250 a week. You're making a $200 profit. You're in business. You're making moves. So start small. That's the key. You can't plant a sycamore tree and have that tree be 300 feet high and weigh 3,000 pounds on day one. It's going to start off as a tiny seed, and you got to plant the seed and water the seed and stay with it, and then you will grow the tree. So does that help?
Yes. And we already have a business. We have a 3,200 square foot building. It's just the problem has been getting people motivated to stay on course and to invest, because most people want it for free. And it's kind of hard to motivate people to realize that you got to pay to be the boss. It's not free. You have to get your products. You have to get it out there.
Right. Well, honestly, I can't help you totally figure out how to get disinterested and unmotivated people to become motivated. The best that I've seen is I'm good at preaching to the choir. I'm not a bridge builder. I'm a mobilizer. So I can't build a pathway to reach out to the greatest forms of racism and coonery. That's why a lot of white folks don't like me, because I don't believe in tolerating racism. Also, that's why backward Black people don't really like me very much, because I don't have a lot of patience for that. What I really like to do is talk to those like yourself who have the right idea, who know what they're trying to do, and mobilize you and encourage you and help you get the resources to do what you're going to do. So I would go ahead and work with the people. I mean, you can't tell me that in that town there aren't a few people who are ready, and then go ahead and start making moves with that. And then maybe have a pathway for those who aren't ready yet, but still want to be involved, because some people want to learn to start businesses and everything. They want to get started, but they're just not ready to make that high level of an investment in terms of time or money. Those are the two major things people invest, either their time or their money. A lot of people don't have either one. They're working 50 hours a week at a job that's not paying them anything. So they have desire, but no time and no money. Well, I try to even have a place for that. That's why, for example, to get into the Black Business School, you don't have to pay a penny to walk through the door. But you got to show me that you at least care enough to go sign up at the damn thing if it's free. But then at that point, we let you decide if you want to graduate and elevate to higher levels of engagement at that point. So we can never be guilty of not opening the door. But at the end of the day, how are you going to make the horse drink the water? I can't tell you all of that. I mean, that's a tough puzzle because you're dealing with some backward thinking and some oppression and stuff like that. And some of it can be solved, but some of it won't be. So I say just keep doing your best. Gather the people that are ready and meet on a regular basis and keep moving forward. It'll grow, especially if people see you making money and succeeding. Okay. So believe me, if people see you succeeding, they will follow suit. They're going to want to learn from you.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right.
All right. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you very much, sister. I'm gonna get a couple more people here before we have to go. But it was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Cutting out. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's probably my fault. So let me go ahead and try to make a transition over and see what I can do. Okay. So I see someone else who has their hand up. I see this. You know what? I'm gonna have to try something other than Zoom because Zoom is really a flaky platform. All right. So I see Annette. Annette wants to come in. So I'm gonna bring you in, Annette. So I just invited Annette into the room. In fact, what I'm gonna do is maybe I can try 2 people at once. Ooh, that would be just powerful. All right. So make sure your camera's ready. So we can see you. Okay. So I brought in a couple people actually. So Annette has been brought in, and Clifton is in here. And let's bring in Edward. Look at me. I'm getting all fancy now. I done brought in all these people at once. And so if I do something stupid, just know that it was because I wasn't thinking, but it's all good. It's okay. Let's try. Let's see how it works. All right. So Annette, how you doing? Can you hear me? Okay. It looks like all your mics are muted right now. So when you're ready to talk, go unmute your mic, look at the microphone icon, and you can unmute yourself and you can come in. Okay, I hear somebody clearing their throat.
Hello.
Yeah. Here it is.
Okay, is that Clifton or Edward?
I'll let the sister go first.
Okay. Thank you, Edward.
No problem.
I have a question, Dr. Boyce.
Yes.
I have the resources. I've been in business for quite some time. Because I have a learning disability, I've never had a job because I couldn't fill out an application. So I've been self-employed since I was 9 years old. I've got a corporation and I got to the point where my beauty salon, I wanted to open a beauty supply and I got shut out because the Koreans have that market sold up. And 90% of their customers are Black. And I know that what they're doing is they come together once or twice a month. They pool their money together and they buy their supplies together. So if I open up a beauty supply, my prices, because my overhead will be way more than theirs, my prices will be higher. So I won't get the business. So I feel I kind of got stuck in anger. So then I decided, okay, I'm gonna start a Ladybug Tubs, the walk-in tubs. And I've been successful at that. However, I've gotten to the point now that I need a team. I need someone that has the knowledge to know what to do with the money. I'm at that point where every time I go to the mailbox, I'm pulling out stacks and stacks of letters from financial institutions that want to give me money, loan me money, brother. I have absolute great credit, but I don't have the knowledge, Dr. Boyce, to take this money and make it grow and use it to help my people. Because my husband is in construction. We want to develop a program to train other Black men how to go put these tubs in, because there's so many aging people. In fact, we went to a lady last night. She had a hospital bed in her living room. Her mother was in the bed. She needed a walk-in tub. We said, okay, we can put that in for you without a problem. And it's no problem for us to do that, but we want to make it grow. We want to develop a program where we can train young men to do this, and give jobs. But because I don't have the knowledge, when I went back to open my corporation, they told me that I'd have to pay the back taxes because
I'm gonna have to jump in and cut you off only it's just only because of time. I want to jump in and help you with that right there. If you want a deeper consultation, definitely email me and we can do a thorough hour-long discussion or something like that. But what I want to say is two things. One, if you leave your email address where people can contact you if they want to help. A lot of people watch this podcast who have a lot of expertise. And so I encourage you to use that network, or I'll offer you that network for you to have people that you can talk to, because there are good people out here that know a lot of things that can serve as consultants and things like that. So that's the purpose of the podcast, to do that. The second thing is, we do have something, the 48-hour business school, which we have a lot of people in there just like yourself who have a business idea or concept and they need expertise to bring in. So what I did was I brought in my team, my lawyer, my accountant, my manager, my tech expert, everybody. And basically we worked with these people in a group setting on getting their businesses ready and off the ground, everything. So we meet with them once a month in like high level consulting. So that's another thing we can offer, but you don't have to use that. But what I will say is that the expertise is out there. You should never go into business without the knowledge of doing what you got to do next. One of the challenges that a lot of our businesses have is that a lot of times we feel sometimes that we got to figure it out on our own. When the thing is that there are thousands of Black experts out here that you can connect with. So let me ask you this, Annette. What is an email address that people can use if they want to contact you and offer their support or consultation, or a website they can go to? You got anything like that?
A.Bozeman, Bozeman, @sbcglobal.net.
A.Bozeman.
Yes, @sbcglobal.net.
Okay. All right. So everybody, if you have expertise or you can, provide consulting support for Miss Annette, you can email A.Bozeman, BOZEMAN. That's at sbcglobal.net. And so what city are you in, Annette?
BOZEMAN, like Bozeman, Montana.
Oh, BOZEMAN. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. And on YouTube, I know you guys can see her, and in the inside the classroom, everybody can see your name as well. So make sure you write down A.Bozeman at sbcglobal.net. Okay. Also, what city are you in?
I'm in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, that's a big city. We got a lot of Black people out there. We probably have hundreds of students in LA. So somebody's going to be emailing you. Just be ready for the emails. I want y'all to just know, if you come on the platform, about at least a couple 100,000 people every week check out each video. So just be ready. If you give out your email, just be ready for the onslaught. But you're going to get all the help that you need. And what I like is the fact that you're willing to invest in whatever you got to do to get it done. A lot of people need everything for free. And the thing is, if you have a professional that's really good, that can really help you, some of them are going to cost a little bit of money. But I pay thousands of dollars every month for good consultants that can fill in my knowledge gaps. They can help me with my blind spots. So do not be afraid to offer somebody a little bit of money, because it can save you money and it can help you make money. So thank you very much, Annette. Right. I appreciate you, sister. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So, let's move to the next, Edward. Okay, I see Edward in there. How you doing, Edward?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing great. What city you in?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Orlando. Oh, nice and
Yes,
sunny.
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Okay,
First of all,
so
Dr. Boyce, let me say real quick, I want to let you know that I love you, brother. All right? I love you.
I
I
love you
appreciate the
too.
work
Thank you.
do so much, all right? And
Thank
I
you,
just
man.
want to
I
let
love
you
you
know.
too, brother.
So I'll go ahead and get into it real quick. I got a couple patients to see. My name is Edward Williams. I'm the founder and creator of Health by Any Means Necessary. My mission is to aggressively inspire and radically improve the health conditions of our community by any means necessary. Right now, what I'm doing right now, we have a campaign, and pretty much what I'm doing is educating and empowering. I feel like it's very similar to what you do, but on a health level. I'm working to arm our people with education so they can empower themselves when it comes to health. Right now, I'm informing people about blood pressure, and we have a webinar coming up on November 5th called The Truth About High Blood Pressure. So high blood pressure is not what we've been told for it to be. It's not even an actual disease. And so, and I know that sounds crazy because it goes directly against everything we've been taught, but this is what I do all day long. For those who want to reach me or get in contact with me, they can catch me at hbam.com. It's HBAMN.com. I'm also extremely active on Instagram at healthbam.com. I'm sorry, just at healthbam. And we have a lot of blog posting out, a lot of information out.
Well, I love that. Hbam.com. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. So, is there a way in 30 seconds you can give people like a little taste of what's the truth about high blood pressure? Like in your opinion, in your experience, what would you say about blood pressure that people don't typically know?
No doubt. So essentially, one thing we have to, first of all, the first thing I teach people is that we have to get rid of the idea that we are destined to be sick. That just because mama had it, daddy had it, my brother had it, my sister had it, that we are eventually going to have it. When we accept that false reality, what that does is that puts us in a mental framework of eventually being sick. So a lot of times it's like what you say with the poverty mindset. If you see everything through the poverty mindset lens, then that's what you're going to eventually get. That's the reality that you're going to live out. And it's the same thing with blood pressure as well, diabetes, and a lot of these other things. They don't run in our family. But if we drink like our dad, if we smoke like our dad, if we eat like the way they ate, if we have the same type of stress, then yeah, that may happen. What we need to understand is that we have been taught based on Western medicine that the body is dumb. We need to understand that the body is extremely intelligent. You can take the dumbest person you think is the dumbest person and understand that their body is operating at a very high level of intelligence. So we have regulations, we have adaptations in our body, we have mechanisms to keep our body in what we call homeostasis. That's balance. In African traditions, we call that ma'at. And so your blood pressure is not increased just for the hell of it. In fact, blood pressure is not even the problem. Blood pressure is an actual sign. It's like your check engine light. When your check engine light come on, what do? You don't take a piece of duct tape and put it over the check engine light, right?
Right.
You don't just cut the wire. No, you don't do that. You understand that check engine light is indicating, it's denoting the fact that something is going on with your engine. So you need to check it. So you take it to your mechanic or you take it to AutoZone. Your blood pressure is the same way. It's indicating the fact that something deeper is going on. Don't treat the blood pressure. Blood pressure is not the problem. The constrictions in your vessels is the problem. The plaque buildup is the problem. Blood pressure is actually your ally that you are treating like a friend. And so what happens when you chemically decrease your blood pressure? When your body is intelligent, your body is saying that there's constriction going on. And I have to overcome that constriction with more force because blood is essential. We have trillions of cells, and each one of those cells need blood. But what happens when your body doesn't get that blood? It's what we call ischemia. And so if the body cannot get blood, you're going to die. And so your body's not going to do that. It's intelligent. And so it increases the actual contractions of the heart. It increases the heart rate. It does all of these things. And when we go behind the body's back and we undermine it with medications, what we are doing is taking a daily dose of oppression. And I know that sounds harsh, but I need for us to understand that most of these medications, when we're talking about stage 1 hypertension, it doesn't even prevent the things they say that it's going to prevent. But nonetheless, it's a $32 billion a year industry. And so that's what the truth about high blood pressure is going to be about. I won't just present the problem, I'll actually present the actual solution. I have a membership website. We have coaching. And we also have our own herbal tea and herbal supplements. You can find that all on HBAM, HBAMN.com.
All right. Well, that's great information, man. I don't know how anybody. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm actually intrigued by your explanation, and in the sense that it almost sounds like you were saying that blood pressure is like it's like pain. If you're in pain, it's your body talking to you, and so you could get a painkiller, but that doesn't deal with the fundamental reason that you're in pain. It actually work against you. See,
it's just like a fever. It's just like a fever. You can treat the fever.
Interesting.
But you should understand that fever is there for a reason. Without the fever, you don't know you have an infection. Without the burning urination, people don't know they have a UTI. And so, yeah, I can treat the fever, but what about the actual blaring infection? So you have to deal with the actual problem. And, my business is called Health by Any Means Necessary. That, of course, was inspired by Malcolm X. Malcolm X, the quote in his autobiography, and he talks about how this country just only deals with the superficial issues. It doesn't get to the actual root. But if I can deal with the superficial issue and make you happy with it, you'll be like, all right, we're good. You walk away and that's it. Anything that happens after that is your fault. But that's not the actual root cause.
Wow. Well, that's great, man. I think that's interesting stuff, and I think it's very helpful. Just so people can know, what is your background? What do you do? What is your full-time gig and your background and all? Are you a doctor, trained nurse? What is your training?
No doubt. So I am an independent contractor. I'm a physician assistant. I'm certified. I work here in Orlando, Florida. I don't work in an actual system. I couldn't work in the actual system because I understand that that system, it forces intelligent people to suppress their common sense. Because you have to, in order to prescribe a lot of these medications, we have to go directly against our common sense. We have to go directly against what anatomy and physiology 1 is telling us. So I'm an independent contractor. I see people on a walk-in level, on an urgent care level. Pretty much anything you would go to a walk-in clinic for, that's what I see them for. I'm a physician assistant. For those who don't know what a PA is, we are extremely, very similar to a doctor. I see patients, I assess them, I diagnose them, and then I treat them. But I do it in a holistic way over here.
Yes, I know, man. I have a few friends that went crazy trying to get through their PA program. So you have my respect, man. I think that's great. And I think that was an important question to ask, just because, as you know, we're fighting through a lot of noise. You get a lot of people that claim to know this and know that, and they don't have anything backing it up. And I think, in fact, I think it hurts the reputation of the whole conscious community, which I consider myself to be a part of. Because because you got people that are literally saying things and have no credentials to back it up. So thank you, brother Edward Will. I appreciate it. Everybody go to HBAMM.com. I'm actually going to check that out because I think what you're saying is interesting. Sorry,
brother. It's HBAMN.com. Help by any means necessary.
BAMN.
Yes.
BAM by any means necessary. Okay.
Help by any means necessary. No problem.
That's HBAMMN. That's by any means necessary. HBAMN, which stands for Health by Any Means Necessary. So go check it out. .com. All right. Sir. So I got time for one more comment, and then I'm gonna have to roll out because I actually have to go with some stuff. But I'm gonna come back a little bit later so we can talk a little bit more. By the way, everybody who's in here, if you haven't tried out the Black Stock Market Program, feel free to go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. You can get the first month free. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Also, if you want to see any of the footage from the All Black National Convention from this year or last year, the footage from the London event, which was really amazing with the movies and the footage and everything we did there, or you also want to see the event I did with a 3-hour event I did with Louis Farrakhan, where we did a 3-hour educational series on wealth, education, family, and community. You can actually go check out our study group at abncdigital.com. That's abncdigital.com. Okay, last person. Let's see here, Mr. Clifton Burns. How you doing today, man?
Hey, how you doing, Boyce?
I'm doing great, brother. Welcome. Glad to see you.
All right, I'm calling from Birmingham. I'm on the plantation right now, so you got to excuse me.
Okay, well, just whisper so Massa don't hear you.
Okay. My question is, I'm kind of like, I think I heard Michelle Martin say, like a serial entrepreneur. I have a cleaning service through a franchise. It's called Burns LLC. I clean a lot of corporate offices. I got a couple of T-shirt companies. Me and my wife. One of them is plantorberry.com and Mind Clothing, MNED clothing.com. And also I got something called Bertosh Properties. I'm trying to get into a rental property. So what I'm asking is, do you think that it should be best if I focus on one particular source of I guess entrepreneurship, or stick with or go with the multiple sources that I have to try to overcome, like I said, the plantation life?
Are they, well, if you're on the plantation still, I'm gonna guess that none of the six is real, or none of the three or four. Oh, you said you're into six things? You said six different types of business?
Three.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I don't know where the number six came from. But so I guess my question is, given that you're still on the plantation, am I correct to assume that none of the three is generating enough money for you to get off? Is that correct?
Correct. Okay.
If that's the case, and no shame in that, I mean, everybody's been there. If that's the case, I would almost look at it like. Let
me correct you. One of them I had for a while, and the other two I'm in the process of starting. So I just wanted to correct you on that.
Okay. I would delay. Yeah, I would either delay starting anything new, or pick the thing that you think can make you the money fast enough to free up your time. You see what I mean? Because right now you're trying to be an entrepreneur with one hand tied behind your back, because you got Master taking up 40 hours a week of your time. You know, you're giving him your main energy, and you're giving your business your side energy, right? So it's like if you get, it's like if you already married to Master, so your business right now are your side chicks, and you want to marry the so-called side chick, but you can't if you're still married to this woman over here. So you got to find a way to break away from the situation you're in, so that you can fully put all your energy into being an entrepreneur, so you can get the very best to yourself and not to somebody else. So in my opinion, I would look at each business carefully. Different businesses have different earning possibilities. Some businesses can make you a lot of money fast. Some of them are going to take time. Some of them require very little investment. Some require a ton of investment. Some are in businesses where you know the industry, you know where the opportunity's at. Some of them, it's going to take some time to get it right. Pick the one you're most comfortable with that can make you the money the fastest, so you can at least, free up some of your time, so you can then put even more energy into becoming a better entrepreneur. Starting a business is like having a new child. Every time you have another baby, that's another mouth to feed. And for a long time, babies don't bring anything into the house. For the first several years, babies just eat food and take up time and resources. So if you have a bunch of kids, it can make it tough. So if I was you, I would pick the business that requires that gives you the best return on investment in terms of time and money, and go hard at that, and have the other two like on the shelf, and just say to yourself, once I get that time freed up and I get some flexibility in my schedule, then I'm gonna go hard, and then I'm gonna have 2 or 3 businesses at once. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Plenty of sense.
Okay, awesome. All right, brother. Well, it was wonderful talking to you, Mr. Burns, out of Birmingham. Well, go ahead and get back to your job, man. I ain't trying to get nobody fired today.
Okay.
Stay up, brother. Thank you so much for checking in. All right. Okay, everybody. So what I'm gonna do is I actually have to go to something. I want you guys to let me know if this call-in procedure is something that you guys like. If you like it, I can do this again. Don't forget though, also, if you're not signed up at the Black Business School yet, go sign up. I mean, the blackbusinessschool.com. You don't need, if you ain't got no money yet, that's fine. We do need to eventually charge for something, because we have a staff to pay. We have thousands of dollars a month in bills to pay. So if you were willing to pay a little bit of money to take classes at a local university, we'll charge you a tiny fraction of that. But we need everybody to contribute on some level, so that we can really do this at the level we like to do it. I hope you believe in the mission enough to be a part of that. But for now, if your money's tight, that's fine. Just go to theblackbusinessschool.com, sign up. You'll be part of the tribe for free. That gives you a lot of special bonuses and benefits and everything else. And then at that point, you can decide if you want to go deeper. In fact, we just finished signing on a faculty member who's teaching a class on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. He's going to specialize in all of that. We're going to have a crypto class for kids, a Bitcoin and all that, to talk to children. We have the Black Millionaires of Tomorrow program. We're going to have one of the first Black business schools for children that we're almost done developing, because I believe that every Black child should have a college professor by the time they're 7 years old. Remember, our core values are very basic. 3 things. 1, we believe that Black people should educate our own children. 2, we believe Black people should create our own jobs. 3, we believe that everyone should do their best to support Black businesses. We do those 3 things, we solve 90% of our oppression problem, because most of our problems that come down to being Black have to do with money. So last but not least, if you're looking to get started in business in a way where you can partner with other Black-owned businesses, feel free to go sign up for free at theblackcommercenetwork.com. That's theblackcommercenetwork.com. At theblackcommercenetwork.com, you can actually get an affiliate link, and you have all these Black businesses you can choose from. We're one of them, but there are several Black businesses in there, and you can put the link on your social media. And if somebody buys from your link, then you get a commission, you get a percentage. So that's a great way to start your first business where you don't even have to make up the product. It's something we created for the community. It's something I'm sharing with you right now. So if you want to be an affiliate, there's no charge. And a lot of people make a lot of money on the blackcommercenetwork.com, because pretty much everything that you see me mention, you can actually sell that too. So if you have a podcast and you're raising money for your podcast, let's say you do a podcast and you're talking about Black people and money, or you're talking about what's going on in entertainment or whatever, and you get some listeners on your podcast, well, you can say, here, go to this link and buy one of our products. And this is a product, it's made by this guy named Boyce Watkins, but we're here to sell it too. We're partners with him, and you can buy the product, and they help support the show. Though that's how media gets supported, is through so-called corporate sponsors and various types of partnerships. So that's just one idea. And we have a lot of stuff that we can show you in the Black Business School. So just join in, just get started. And that's it. So I'm about to go, guys. Have an awesome day. I love you. It was real. And everybody from the school, if I didn't get to your questions today, please forgive me. I was trying out this new format, but I'm going to have another session real soon. I'll hit you guys up very, very soon for a private session for just the students. So you guys, make sure everybody's question gets answered. So take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.